Diplex here again, coming back at you with another Warhammer 40k arena video. Super excited to be back with another battle. This time, we're doing something very special. This is most certainly the most, I have no idea what happened to my voice or anything there, but this is certainly the most complex arena. I've traveled to a far and distant era and theme and country. It's been a while since we did anything with that. Some games just make me say that, yes, quite. Some people thought I was British for a while. I had the weirdest, cringiest, like, forced British accent for a start, because it was like, as a Swede, when you spoke English, it was preferred by teachers if you sounded like English. But, anyway, you can tell we've multiplied here. The arena is now 5 sections, 1 centerpiece and 4 corner pieces. I'm gonna go through the layout. It's gonna be very brief. Then we're gonna take a look at the units. I'm excited as hell for this one because it's just a cool theme. We've got so many different units, and it's nice. I like this. So we have 4 corner arenas with 3 teams in each arena. Now all 12 teams are enemies. There are no allied teams here, so it's a massive free-for-all. The arenas are split into different categories and classes of the Astra Militarum, the Imperial Guard and military of the Empire, or the Imperium, rather. We're going to start down here in the bottom right and go through arena number 1. I like to call this arena Classics, Guardsmen Classics. You can't go wrong with the 3 teams and units we've deployed in here. Now, the way this is going to work is that they're all going to fight each other, and then the one team that survives in their arena will move on to the center and fight the other teams that win in their arenas, you know? So that is what I had planned there. Yes. So, over here, number 1, Cadian Guardsmen. Of course, the basic, the classic, the most famous and known. Beautiful. There we go. I don't think I need to mention or say much more, because that's just it. In the second corner here of the classic arena, we've got the Catachan Jungle Fighters. Also a very famous unit, very known. People have been asking me to make so many videos of them. There we go. And in the third arena, the one regiment or unit that I thought went well with the other 2 is indeed Korps of Krieg. I'm going to call these guys Kriegsmen, because that makes sense. Kriegsmen, yes. Or Krieg Guardsmen, I suppose. They all have similar weapons. They're slightly different, but ammo capacity, the rate of fire, and damage should be very, very similar throughout the 3 participants here in this arena. And that is the overlaying and sort of overall theme of all the arenas, is that it's very even for the ones that fight each other in their home arenas, and then it's meant to be somewhat even when they get to the center as well. I'm trying to, but of course some regiments will be better than others, and that's just how we're gonna have to do it. Over here in the next one, we have a elite arena. This is airborne / elite. Yeah, why not? Maccabian Janissaries. We haven't seen these guys before. This is the first time. This is the first time I'm employing them. They look really, really cool. I like the checker mark yellow and black pattern at the front. Very cool. Very cool indeed. And they have like masks on and helmets that almost look like old girl haircuts. But that is what they're running. Not old girl, but like old school girl haircut, you know, with the bangs and then the straight lines. It's like that girl out of Snoopy with Carl and everyone. Is it called Snoopy? I think so. They just all look similar. Whatever. Cool stuff. Cool unit. Very cool indeed. Moving over to the next corner of the second arena, we have Harakoni Warhawks. They're not airborne, but they have jetpacks, and they're definitely an elite unit. So, very nice. We've seen these guys before. We know what they can do. They weren't as good as I had expected. I put them up against the Kroot in a tug of war that we did on a map a while back, actually on the Mars map that we converted, and the Kroot beat their asses like hard, and the Tallarn Guardsmen that went with the Harakoni stood no chance either. But I thought these guys were going to do better. Over here in the next corner, we've got the Elysian Drop Troopers. So somewhat airborne, still very elite. These guys remind me of Halo somehow. They look a bit like the UNSC ODST Drop Troopers. Very cool indeed. Love the armor, love the detail of these guys. This is a really cool unit. And the weapon as well. I think we should try and use these more. That is the Elysian Drop Troopers. I'm going to have a sip of my tea. Thursday morning. It's very sunny today. Extremely sunny. I'm going to go out, get some sun later, but first we've got business to deal with. And the one thing that is surprisingly British, or that looks British in this video today, is the Praetorians. This is Guardsmen Arena 2. I'm going to call this one slightly special Guardsmen that don't look like all the other Guardsmen, or that follow the same theme. I believe, and if I can remember correctly, these are the Praetorians. Praetorians indeed. And they look like they come straight out of South Africa fighting the Zulu in the 1800s. Very cool, actually. I want to use these guys more often. Maybe against Tyranids, because I feel like, you know, they'd be in the colonials fighting Tyranids, and it could be very cool. Yes, I like that. And especially on a desert background. Very nice. Next up, we've got the Tallarn Guardsmen. We've seen these before. Once again, similar weaponry. All these Guardsmen here also have the same similar weapons. They look a bit different, but they're meant to perform the same. Tallarn Guardsmen indeed. Suiting the arena in question. One team that does not suit the arena here with a sort of scorched desert hot background, or whatever you want to call it. It's sandy background. Is the men here that would probably prefer to be on snow. It is the Vostroyan Guardsmen here. Vostroyan, yes. They look like Cossacks. They belong in a snowy environment, I suppose, or on a snowy planet. Look at that big-ass fur hat that they have on their hat. I bet they're pretty warm by now. Very thick clothing. Once again, bayoneted rifles. Look very interesting with a little scope, but they should perform similarly. So this is interesting. Everyone should probably place their bets on units now in each arena, and you know, overall who they think will win. I think that'd be a pretty nice thing to do. Moving over to the final arena before we go through the final things and then kick off this game. It's going to be very exciting. We have the Militarum Tempestus, the elite of the elite, so to speak. The shock troopers, the grenadiers, the stormtroopers of the Imperium. Down here in the bottom right, we've got Cadian Kasrkin, elite soldiers, and they look very nice with their weapons. Now, these guys in this arena is going to have predominantly this type of weapon, which is a much more powerful gun, and their armor will also be better on all units, pretty much. So this is the reason why they're half the number. But don't worry, they're not only going to be 5. I'm going to go through it later on, but they're going to be half. Each wave is going to only be half of what the rest will be deploying, simply because of their strength and armor and whatnot. So that is indeed Cadian Kasrkins. Moving over onto the next arena, we have Tempestus Scion. Now, the Tempestus Scion is part of the Militarum Tempestus, but these are like the dedicated elite regiments of the Militarum Tempestus, and they're called Tempestus Scion. Like the Cadian Kasrkin, as you can tell, they're Cadian. They're like the best of the Cadians turned into the Kasrkin, and the Kasrkin would be classified as Tempestus, the Militarum Tempestus. But these are like the core homebred units of the Militarum Tempestus. And this is the Tempestus Scion here. Looking very nice. Also, once again, similar weaponry. Cool armor, cool uniform. We haven't seen these guys in action before. They remind me a bit about the clone commandos from Star Wars. Very cool. We will see how they perform. Moving on to the third and final team, it is nothing special but Stormtroopers. These are legit Militarum Tempestus Stormtroopers. Grenadiers, call them what you want. They look very, very cool. They also have the same weapons as you've seen previously on this arena, so it should be very even. They are just like the Tempestus Scion back. They're also only going to be 5. But the way this is going to work now is that when we click start, for the first minute, every 20 seconds, one wave will deploy. So in total, all the units in this final arena will have 15 in the middle at one point, or maybe not, because obviously they will be losing people within the first 20 seconds anyway. So 15 will be deployed in total. All the other teams in all the other arenas will have a total of 60. Since you can tell they are 10 at a start, they will be receiving... No, actually, my math is all shocked and shoot and budu. They will have 30 in total. So 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 15, 15, 15, and 30, 30, 30. That's how it's going to work. And the reason why I'm not deploying everyone at once is because they all run into the center and they all get themselves killed. If I do it in waves of 10, 10, 10 every 20 seconds, at least the other 2 waves will be able to sort of spread out and prepare for the massacre that occurs in the center. And I think that's just something that's good. It's good to have the AI alert by the time they're running in. Otherwise, everyone would run into the center and throw hand grenades, and everyone would be dead, and that would be a very, very boring fight. This has been a long intro, but this is going to be a very special video, so just suck it up. I'm going to have another sip of my tea. And then we're going to get started. I don't think there's much else to say. We're going to take a look at each arena for about a minute. I'm going to have to pause first because I'm going to go in here, do a little tricky. We're going to click start. Boom, unclip my camera position just so that I know that I can roam around freely. And yes, we're going to take a look at the guardsmen here in the first arena for a few seconds. Then we're going to move over to the next one. I think I'll wait here just to demonstrate how it looks when all the waves spawn. And then we will take a look at the second, third, and fourth arena. We'll have to move around to try and just scout out as much action as possible. It's going to be impossible. It's going to be literally impossible to keep an eye on everything at once because there's 4 arenas. But we will do our best to calmly move from arena to arena to make sure that you don't miss anything. Hopefully not. I mean, that's just the risk we take having such a big arena. Hope you guys will enjoy. I'm going to kick this off and we're going to have a good old fight. Boom. Here come the first wave. We've got the Kriegsmen moving in from the top right, the Jungle Fighters bottom right, and the Cadians bottom left. We will see who notices who first. There's a lot of cover here. And remember, in all the other arenas, the same scenario should be unfolding. Ooh, the Kriegsmen are going to be in a nasty, sticky position in between the Jungle Fighters and Cadians, but they're going to deal with the Cadians quite quickly. Grenades will be thrown. It's beautiful. That was a gas grenade, I do believe. That might make these Cadians quite sick. Might even kill them. The second wave has been deployed. And a third and final lag spike that we just experienced would signal that the third and final wave has been deployed. Yes. Cool. We're gonna take a look at Arena 2 here, where we've got the Maccabian Janissaries fighting the Elysian Drop Troopers and Harakoni Warhawks. This is so cool. Wait a minute, what's going on over here? What's going on over here? Why aren't they fighting each other? They're enemies. Oh, trust me, they are enemies. Oh, there we go. Now they're opening up at each other. Maybe they had a deal. Maybe they had a deal. And then the Maccabians said, no deal. And now they're just going nuts. That was weird. I've never actually seen the AI react like that. Shocking. They have a mind of their own. But that Harakoni Warhawk is doing his best to do as much damage as possible. Grenades might be thrown. Oh, look at that. Maccabians, what are you doing? You're being destroyed by the Harakoni Warhawks. Did you have a deal? Who went back on who? That is disgusting indeed. But the Drop Troopers will gladly accept the fact that cheating might have just punked them both. Interesting, because the Drop Troopers are now going to be in severe control of this area and they might even just run down for the center and take it entirely. Let's move over to the next Guardsman arena. Tallarn are out in the open fighting, using the ground as camouflage. The Praetorians are doing their best to survive, but they're being beaten quite severely here. I hardly see any Praetorians alive. The Vostroyans are now casually going to move in for the center. They're going to clean up the final Praetorians, and then they're going to start engaging the Tallarn Guardsmen out in the open. What an awesome fight. Looks like the Vostroyan soldiers here are going to be in a lead. Quite a good one. They're going to even push the Tallarn back to the wall. Praetorians are being finished off here. It is a very grim situation in all arenas, I bet. Let's have a look at the final arena. This one's empty. That means one team has won. It is indeed the Cadian Kasrkins. It looks like close to a dozen men have survived, which is a devastating fact for all the other participants. They will soon realize it when they move down the center. It doesn't look like the Stormtroopers or the Tempestus Scion could do a lot of damage. In fact, the Stormtroopers have just been gunned down in a orderly fashion here, running for the center. and the Tempestus Scion were beat back to their spawn and massacred. It looks like the Cadian Kasrkin have only taken a few casualties that we can see spread around the battlefield. Maybe even only one, which would give them a severe lead over any unit that enters the center. Oh, the next one is coming down the middle. It is the Elysian Drop Troopers, and the next fight is about to begin for the middle. A worthy adversary to the Kasrkin, but not equal in any sense, shape, or form. The armor on the Kasrkin is just severe. It's good. It is might be the best unit I've ever beheld. What is the word? Vostroyan troopers trying to go down the center. They're being pushed back. They're even throwing up because of the massacre. It is quite a nasty sight to behold. Grenades being thrown back there. Oh man. The Kasrkin. Who would have thought? I mean, I suppose anyone that is well read up on Warhammer lore, Warhammer 40k, but the Vostroyans are forced back into their home arena where they need to finish off a few remaining Tallarn Guardsmen, but the slaughter and massacre is... Oh, look. Like, these guys definitely know what they're doing. Grenade that way. They're even going to move into this arena to check it out. How's it going over here? You're still fighting. Jungle Fighters. Oh, it looks like the Jungle Fighters came out on top. They beat the Korps of Krieg and the Cadian Guardsmen. The last Cadian Guardsman was just killed. No, there's two more over here. But they're going to hide. They might move in from behind. So a decent number. Actually, not at all. I thought there were more. But a number of Jungle Fighters. Oh, wow. There's even a few Cadians that have spread out. The Jungle Fighters were clearly superior here, but not overwhelming. The Cadians and Korps of Krieg could definitely probably have done more damage if they sought to do so. As you can tell, the weaponry is very equal. One final Korps of Krieg soldier was killed back there. And the Jungle Fighters will now be moving in for the center. They will be greeted by a storm of Cadian Kasrkin fire. Oh. It's tricky. These sort of sections here are meant to sort of stop the outer arenas from firing into the middle, and I think it works, but once the Kasrkin knows what's coming, they're gonna lock it down. They have two guys here. This must be the best unit ever. I mean, clearly. That's just insane. It's just insane. Wow. We can definitely do bonus rounds or versions of this. I like this arena, and I think I will keep this arena because I enjoy it. I fancy it a lot. Can they kill one? Like, they're trying. The hand grenade might actually do the damage they want. Yeah, there we go. Kasrkin. Cadian Kasrkin. Wow. What's going on over here? Korps of Krieg soldier? No, a Cadian. I swear they're spread out over the arena. Some are surviving a lot. Okay, well, you know, it's we're gonna have to get the it's funny that the original guardsmen here have sort of outlived all the other arenas, especially the elites and airborne up there. Then again, they were more powerful, they were stronger, so they reached a more conclusive result on their side. Oh no. Which is why a more significant amount got to the center, because, well, the Maccabians and Harakoni Warhawks, what did they do? They, like, betrayed each other. It looked like they had a deal, and then they started shooting at each other, and everything just went nuts, and then the drop troopers were like, well, fine, have it that way. Oh, one surviving Tempestus Scion from the Militarum Tempestus arena back there has made it to the center, and he is now king of the hill. He could maybe bring down all the Cadian Kasrkin troops, but it's extremely unlikely. But he does have equal weaponry, maybe not skill or armor. I don't know what makes these Cadian Kasrkin soldiers so goddamn good, but it could be armor, health, stats, who knows. There's a reason for all the different unit stats in this game, I do not doubt it. Maybe you'd want to turn around, mate. he's not that bright, is he? Can he see through the mask? He was like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Guys, that is a conclusive victory. We're going to go through all the teams. Number 1, red. I need to remember what team. I think it's a slightly different team was number 1. There we go. Yes, I started over here with the Elysians. They were team number 1, and then we moved down this way, counterclockwise, slightly, or actually clockwise. Yeah, good. We just started around at 4 o'clock over here. Interesting. You can tell they've taken a few casualties down here in the center. Out of the 30 they deployed, it looks like below 10 died in the arena, and the other, or maybe around 15. A lot of bodies do disappear because of the weaponry, like grenades, just make them disintegrate and just remove them from the battlefield. So maybe around 10, 15 here, and then probably the same amount that got up there. They didn't really stand a chance. Team number 2 would be the Harakoni Warhawks. Mostly just killed and slaughtered in the center. No one got to the center at all. Or mostly just killed and slaughtered down here in their home arena. No one did reach the center. Third team would be the Maccabian Janissaries. They too, in a much tighter grouping, as they were all sort of caught off guard. And a lot of Harakoni Warhawks gunned them down. Interesting result. Just so weird to see what happened in this arena. Number 4, the Death Korps of Krieg. Nicely spread out. All casualties taken in the home arena. Catachan Jungle Fighters. They did have a few survivors that sort of made it into the arena, but were promptly stopped up here. That was the end result for them. And then, of course, the Cadians. Spread out a little bit here and there. They even have a few up there. I reckon there might be a Death Korps of Krieg soldier up here somewhere. Can we... Who are these? Oh, wait! They did actually kill a few Cadian Kasrkin troops. We'll have to take a look at that later. I thought for sure that must be just regular guardsmen. But no, indeed. Cadians over here. Interesting. So like most of the home arenas actually were so devastating to their own teams that few actually got enough soldiers to send into the middle. Interesting. And then up here, number 7 would be the Stormtroopers. Gunned down. Just gunned down. Nothing else to it. Shame. What a shame. The Tempestus Scion lost a few down here in their home arena. One casualty up here that is now gone because of his body has just disappeared. And finally then, the Cadian Kasrkins took 1 casualty in their home arena. And then, what I can tell, 2 over here, which is not bad. And then maybe another few. How many do we have remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They took 4 casualties. Good job, Cadian Kasrkin. Good job. I'll let you stay here as winners. What an awesome unit. Maybe I should have taken the elites and brought them down to like 2, so they would have only deployed 6. So that would have been a total of, 6 units in the center. Maybe then the others would have stood a chance. But fun battle. Hope everyone got some cool views and looks out of this. I certainly enjoyed it. And I love this arena now. I think this is perfect. So big. I could just take this to World War II. We could have Polish, Romanian, Hungarian, Italian, French, Spanish, German, Soviet, English, or British, American, etc., etc., etc. Do all those arenas and then meet in the center. I'll use the total factions mod to just try and squeeze out as many factions as possible. Could be very, very cool. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.